I read the book Follow My Leader when I was sick once at home. And somehow I had that book at home from the library. I'd picked it out of the public library and brought it home. And when I was sick, there the book was, so I read it while sick. Okay, and it's one of those books I'll never forget reading. I loved it. The book Follow My Leader, about a blind guy who gets a seeing eye dog. Now, I said before that the German Shepherd dog is a dog that I'm afraid of. Okay, I see a German Shepherd, I'm scared, and I don't like that German Shepherd, and I don't trust a German Shepherd. But a German Shepherd as a seeing eye dog for a blind person, this is where the German Shepherd should be, and I absolutely respect and like the German Shepherd. When the German Shepherd is serving as a seeing eye dog for the blind. Okay, the German Shepherd is fine by me. Now, the German Shepherd is not a cuddly dog that I want to pet, but it's like a guard for that blind person. And, you know, German Shepherds are scary dogs. They're very powerful. Police use them as weapons to help chase down criminals, right? They'll attack a criminal and grab him by the arm and wrestle him down. They're big, strong dogs, right? So they're not cuddly dogs that I want to pet or anything. But as I say, when I see a German Shepherd with a blind person, that's where the German Shepherd is supposed to be when I see a German Shepherd. Why am I saying this? I think I had something to say. Oh yeah, now I remember. I'm saying, you know, I'm watching my wife as my wife and I are navigating our way through this experience where I'm trying to begin a relationship with a person I'm calling Bashuasi, okay? My wife is aware that I'm doing this, but we're not discussing things. I just don't believe in discussing stuff like this, you know, the way the mental prisons encourage their inmates. Not me. I don't think you should discuss certain things, okay? I'd rather just go along and let things happen naturally, right? I'm not going to analyze and vocalize thoughts that have to do with this person I'm calling Bashuasi. I'm saying the principle here is like you're trying to get into a relationship with a woman, and you're not going to bring her home to meet your parents and your family until you're sure you're going to marry this person, right? That is the custom. I'm not going to discuss Bashuasi until I'm sure about her. When I'm sure about her, then I'll discuss her with my wife. I'll bring her home to meet my parents. Now, as I'm saying, I've been watching my wife through this experience, and you know, I've been talking about how I've been in solitary confinement because my wife does not understand me as the person I believe I am, okay? And I don't blame her for that. Nobody does. So I've been in a kind of solitary confinement, put there by the society I've been in that's falsely accused me, identified me as being someone with a severe mental disease that I do not have. And all this kind of stuff is being put on me that's false and untrue about me, and I don't accept that. So I'm not going to be in any conversations with people who have these ideas about me. I'm not even going to talk to them, okay? This is not negotiable. You think that about me, there's the door, okay? That's what you've done to me in the workplace. There's the door. I can do that to you. Stay out of my house. Stay out of my life. Okay, I don't want anything to do with you. It's non-negotiable. I'm not what you're saying I am, and I'm not going to accept that, okay? If to say that I got to accept a life in solitude, I'll accept it. I am not going to negotiate or bargain with you on these points. You are wrong about me, and I'll prove it eventually. Now, I'm in solitary confinement, as I say. So my wife, she can't possibly know who I am when the entire society is in denial about who I am. So I got to put up with this. Okay, my wife does love me on a certain level. She does know me on a certain level that others don't. And this has been my salvation. Now, as I've been watching my wife, I've been realizing that, my wife has accepted this life with me. She has made no attempts to run off from me ever. Like I've said many times, once I got together with my wife, there was never any thought or suspicion that it never entered my head, for example, that she's going to be unfaithful to me. It never even occurred to me. And now that I'm talking about it, I got to say, this has never been in my consciousness in relation to her. It's just not there. And as I say, as you watch her, she's been in solitude like me because this society ostracized me. It's ostracized her as well. Okay, she's thrown in her lot with mine, and I've been ostracized, so she's come along for the ostracism. Now, as I watch her, I realize this wife of mine has absolute trust in me. Okay, she's never made any attempts to run off to some guy who's better or some life is better. She's accepted this is what her life is. It's with me. It's like I'm a part of her, she's a part of me. This is actually what wisdom down through the ages says that a marriage is. It's two people becoming one. They're like a single organism. And that's what me and my wife are. Now, I'm just saying that as we're getting older and older here, we're coming to the end of our life. And my wife is coming to the end of her life, and I'm coming to the end of mine. And yet, as I say, I'm seeing this honor my wife is bestowing on me. As if give up her life in trust to the life she has with me. And, well, that takes me back all the way to when we first got together. And I was going to stay over the night at her place for the first time. It wasn't to have sex or anything. It was because I lived a long way from where she lived, and it was late. So she said, stay over here. So she puts me in this room alone on the floor. And the night's going on, and she comes in the dark, and she indicates for me to come out of that room where I'm on the floor and get in her bed with her. But it's not to have sex or anything. It's just to be more comfortable. But what was she doing? She was giving me the very great honor of her trust that I would be in her bed with her and I would make no attempt to have sex with her because I don't even know if she told me yet, but she didn't want to have sex with me until she married me. Now, this was a bestowal of an honor on me, like a medal. Like in the armed services, men get a medal pinned on their uniform, which is a very great honor, right? A recognition of their bravery. Well, my wife's trusting of this way was an award to me, more precious than any medal. This was a very great honor where she was trusting me to this point. This is a very great honor. So now, as we're coming to the end of our life, I say, my wife's life is going to come to an end, as mine is, with old age, and she is clearly accepted that this life with me is her life. She has no desire to run off from me. She doesn't talk about such things. She doesn't want me to run off from her. she's accepted, like I say, and her life with me, and this is a very great honor and responsibility that I'm perceiving coming from her now. I just wanted to comment on that because an honor like this is higher than any honor that society can bestow on a person. This is a person's life. So I was saying that the German Shepherd, as a seeing eye dog for the blind, this is a German Shepherd where it's supposed to be. And the reason I was talking about that in that book, Follow My Leader, where the blind person gets that seeing eye dog, and for me, that was a very wonderful book to read. I'm saying that I am that seeing eye dog for my wife. Okay? I am a faithful, strong, and ever vigilant watchdog for her, protecting her, watching over her, and seeing to her safety at all times. I'm also her best friend, which is what they say about dogs, right? The dog is a man's best friend. Well, I am my wife's best friend. And, right, you're going to love a dog, right? You love a dog like you do a human being. And that my wife loves me. I'm watching over and protecting her. I am her seeing eye dog. Now, if somehow folks construe this as somehow a lesser type love than should be between a man and wife, they're wrong. Okay, the metaphor here of this seeing eye dog like a kind of angelic guard over a person who's highly vulnerable and in many ways helpless. This is a metaphor that works to go beyond ordinary relationships between human beings even, which are by definition fallible and imperfect. I think that there are aspects, without seeming too nutty here, of the relationship between man and his best friend, a dog, that are almost metaphysical. On this level of meaning, that the love between an animal like this and a human being is in many ways higher than any love that can exist between human beings. I'm going to say that. So, I am a human being. I'm not a dog, and I am metaphorically like a dog, and this is hopefully an elevation of whatever love I can bring to this relationship with my wife above the human part of me. That comparing myself to a dog this way, it improves on the significance of that love that I'm trying to describe between me and my wife. And that's why I brought up the subject of my having read that book, Follow My Leader, as a boy, and the profound effect it had on me when I read it.